to another episode of Reinventing the Meal. Today's episode is brought to you by laziness because it's 3 ingredients. I'm tired and I just wanted something simple to put together today. It was something on my list anyway, so I'm like, let's just do this one since I don't really feel like putting a whole lot of effort in today. I'm sorry. So today we're making musubi, and musubi I believe originated in Hawaii, and it's not like a super fancy Hawaiian dish. It's kind of like Hawaiian fast food from what I've learned. So your ingredients today, you're gonna need some sushi rice or short grain rice. You're gonna need some seaweed sheets or nori, if you will, and you're gonna need a can of Spam. I'm personally gonna be adding some grilled green onions. I think it would add a nice little kick and some color to these, but you can just stick plain Jane. I'm not gonna judge you. Yeah, let's get started. You're gonna start with your rice because your rice is gonna take the longest to cook. You wanna rinse it beforehand because rice typically is super starchy, and if you can rinse it first, it'll prevent you from like getting this like sticky gloopy rice once it's done cooking. So like I said, you're gonna rinse it, you're gonna put it in a pot, and you're gonna put in the appropriate amount of water. In my case, the measurements were 1.5 cups of rice and then 2 cups of water. You're gonna bring that to a boil, and then once it hits a boil, you're just going to put it on low, and then you're gonna just cover it, and you're just gonna leave it alone for 20 minutes. And during those 20 minutes, you can go ahead and just get the rest of your stuff ready. So I started with the seaweed sheets. I picked 2 seaweed sheets, and I just cut and made long strips, just so you know these strips are to wrap around the musubi, if that makes sense. Yeah, the strips are to wrap around the musubi. It's like not rocket science. They're about like 1 inch to like maybe 1.5 inches wide, something like that. Not super thin pieces, but like, you know, like decent size strips, whatever, you get what I'm saying. And then I'm gonna bring out my green onions. I'm gonna cut those into longer pieces as well, maybe like, how long is this? Like 3 inches? And then I'm just gonna throw those in a pan, and I'm just gonna saute those really quick. You'll know when they're ready, when they're this like nice, bright, vibrant green. That's usually a good time to take them off. And then we're gonna move on to the star of the show, which is our Spam. I haven't cooked with Spam in a minute, so you're gonna open up that bad boy, and then you're gonna do that, like, it makes that weird noise when you have to like jiggle it out of the can, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna put the Spam on its side, and then you're gonna cut about 1/2 inch pieces, and then once you have all of those flat pieces ready, you're gonna throw those in a pan to fry until they're golden brown on each side. I only put salt and pepper on one side because Spam is notoriously salty, as it is a canned ham product. But yeah, once it's golden brown on each side, you're gonna take that off, and then you're gonna have all of your ready ingredients, your seaweed strips, optional sauteed green onions, your pan-fried Spam. At some point when you're doing all this prep, your rice may or may not be ready. When I make sushi rice or short grain rice in general, I personally like to add a little rice vinegar to it. It's a nice way to like season your rice, is to add some rice vinegar if you have it. If you don't, next time you go to the store, splurge a little. Spend a few bucks on some rice vinegar. I promise, whenever you make rice, whether it's short grain or long grain, it adds a nice little something, you know? So once you do that, you're gonna wanna let your rice just settle for about 10 to 15 minutes, mostly because it's gonna be really fucking hot, and you're gonna need to use your hands to put together the musubi, and you do not want to burn the hell out of your hands. But once the rice is cooled, you will be ready to assemble. You're gonna get a bowl of water, and you're gonna stick your hands in this bowl of water. This is gonna be to keep your hands wet, because the rice otherwise will stick to your hands, and it's gonna be this whole mess, and you're gonna hate your life. So keep your hands wet, and that's how you're gonna form like those rice ball base pieces. Then I put on some green onions, a little bit on top. Then I put on my top piece of fried Spam, and then gently wrapped it in a seaweed strip, and then repeat the process with or without your green onions, and that's your whole plate of musubi. It's super easy, super cheap. Although you have to spend about usually like $5 on a solid bag of sushi rice, it lasts you for a minute. Spam is obviously really cheap, and so is seaweed. So you can make multiple rounds of this, and it overall is very cost effective. And to be honest, I've actually never had this before. This is my first time making it. Usually I rehearse these recipes at least once before, or use my friends as guinea pigs to try them out, but this looked so simple. I was like, oh, it, I'm just gonna see if I can do it. Look at them, they're so cute. I think they're quite adorable. For the sake of tradition, I'm just gonna try a plain one without any of the green onions. Oh, careful. Yeah, it's super simple, super yummy. If I'm being honest with how salty Spam is on its own, I actually don't think it needs any salt whatsoever, because it's almost too salty. I'm wondering what would go well with this. I feel like a sriracha mayo would go really well with this. That actually sounds like a really good idea. I wonder if this is gonna make it worse or if it's gonna make it better. Ooh, Yeah, sriracha mayo is the move. These are seriously so simple and so awesome. And they're so cute. You can just like pack them in your personal lunchbox or something and you could probably impress the hell out of all your friends. Yeah, would definitely make these again. These are really, really good. All right guys, that was that. Super easy video. Please make these. This is probably the easiest thing we've made so far. But as always, thank you for watching. Appreciate all the support. Still suck at intros. Bye.